this is our last matchup of the day as well. It's been a fun day, and
End of the week.
Yes, that's right. That's the last matchup of the week. We will not be back until next week. As I know how sad some of you may be and how happy some of you may be about that, but we are going to have a little bit of time off. So this is going to be hopefully a good finale to what we've seen so far this week. We've had some good matches, and see if Renegades can keep their perfect record going in the group stage of the Winter Premier here. I guess technically in all of the Winter Premier because they won the first day, so they're still just cruising through perfect overall in any Winter Premier match. Renegades looking to keep that going. They've been a real story. And on their defense, pretty standard setup. Got Jesus on the 76. He'll be sitting in the back up top. And Man of Snow playing Diva. Mangachu on the Hog, which is something I haven't really seen him do much of since back in the Northern Gaming Red days.
Luminosity starting out with the Hanzo we see all the time just to get a little bit of early warning on the bridge area to make sure nobody's there. Switching over to Soldier 76, and we're going to see mirrors clash into each other here on the first point of Gibraltar. Renegades surrendering any of the high ground for the first part, which is pretty common these days, backing up into a more secure position, and Luminosity moments away from meeting their opponent for the first time tonight.
Ube's on the high ground here. He's going to be looking for that early hook over top of the shield. Mangachu lands his onto Ube instead.
Oh,
and clutch biotic to keep Ube alive, but Mangachu just shut Ube down completely right there. That was beautiful, but right now, Man of Snow is being contested by Icefeld and company inside of the server room as they start to make their way forward. Man of Snow is still in there. If he's not careful, might get popped out of his mech, so he needs to go back, get some heals from his Ana. And Ube's trying to work down that shield, missing the hook on a Juvenile. It's seemingly a pretty easy one for him to hit, getting put to sleep in the middle of the nano boost with Spree.
Down though.
And Sherlocky is going to go down, which is a big loss for Renegades on this first point. Juvenile hitting a pretty mean Earth Shatter, though. Getting hooked in was super blocked by Mangachu. There's going to be a self-destruct in. Renegades have found themselves two right here. Mangachu, the right click, finishes off super block and getting the hook to kill Mineral. This guy can play a bit of Hog, too. And that will leave Renegades in control of the payload. And despite losing Sherlocky early in the fight, who had a nano boost, they kept the momentum going, and the rest of the players made it happen.
It's like a 1-for-4 exchange overall.
Yeah, and that's a big turnaround. I mean, for them is they were able to hold Luminosity off, but Ultimate's online.
Apparently every day is leg day up there for Jesus on Soldier 76, popping out some squats in between matches.
You know,
gotta stay swole.
No wasting any time.
You gotta flex the legs to carry, you know what I mean?
Hey, you got him. It's, you know, you gotta get in all the, you gotta be efficient with your time, of course. But it looks like Luminosity want to wrap all the way up onto the high ground, and he was very aware of what was going on there.
This Renegades following him up on the high ground as well. Okay, no, they're going to back off us. That was going to be incredibly interesting to me.
There's going to be a sound barrier from Renegades to start. Is Luminosity really engaging? No, he didn't actually got hooked and finished off by Mangachu as an opening pick. Mangachu gets the nano boost and a whole hog. It'll be 3 for him. Just destroying Luminosity right there. The hook onto Super Block. Jesus with the cleanup. And Renegades pressing forward here. They want to really bring this home. And so far, their defense being just lights out.
Going down so late.
Oh, wow. I didn't even catch it for a second. That was...
and with 5 ultimates on the side of Luminosity, they are looking good here.
Oh, nice hook from Ube, pulling Mangachu from distance and able to kill him too. And now he's going to pop a whole hog just to make sure, getting the nano boost. Not sure if they needed to really use the nano boost right there on top of that, to be honest. But regardless, they are still pressing the cart forward. There is going to be one up top. That was Jesus. He'll back himself off. Still pretty solid defense overall from Renegades to get us kicked off here on Gibraltar.
Yeah, Luminosity staying resilient, building up the ultimates, getting through that big pick on Sherlocky. Twice in a row they got him, but that last one definitely opened up their ability to push on that final point. Now moving into the second stage here, Luminosity already taking the shuttle away. This is looking really nice for them.
And now they've already got control of it, just sitting in here. The Renegades have a couple ults to work with. Juvenile soon going to have that Earth Shatter. He actually has it right now. Mangachu almost up on the on the whole hog. And we're going to see a
take it back.
fight on the, yeah, they're just going to take it with force, commandeer the ship back. Ube going down off the start as Sherlocky takes him out of the fight. They've traded 1 for 1, and Jesus just sitting on the high ground, able to shoot really at whatever he wants. Man, there is going to be the, there's going to be the self-destruct there. Jesus couldn't quite find Spree before he got back into the mech. That's really disappointing. He does use the attack visor. There is going to be a diva there to shut down a lot of it, really getting nothing on it. And a lot of the Luminosity players are actually underneath at the moment.
They ducked as soon as they heard the attack visor.
Yeah, they all went to cover and might be able to get Mineral. Yeah, Mana Snow found him real late. Renegades are actually coming back with their own kills here. Luminosity initially went up a lot of players in the fight, but Renegades are really coming out with a response here and getting some kills back. But the thing is, they need to get onto the payload and stop them from pushing. They've allowed Luminosity to gain quite a bit of distance. I think they will be able to hold for now, at least. They start to press forward and still finding kills.
Moment there showing off how spry 76 there is in his old age.
Anyway, still kicking that boy.
Juking back and forth, breaking ankles.
He's still reminiscent of his days on the court. And now, Luminosity, they'll have a couple ults, a few ults, just about to be online. Actually, 4 about to be up in total.
Renegade's about 2.
Yeah, they're in close Jur. He's quite far away from his sound barrier, but getting hooked in was Mangchu though from Ube, but Ube quickly being dispatched of by Juvenile. Here's Renegades with a couple, 3 for themselves, though they have one all the way back on the cart. Was going for a bit of a ninja cap, was Hedan, but they found him quick. How's Hedan? Oh, they're just going for the stagger. I was gonna say, how's he not dead yet? But I forgot staggering was a thing for a minute. Was actually able to kill Juvenile. It was either a stagger or they just whiffed horribly, but
that's going to pretty much balance the ultimate economy here. Roughly 4 on the side of Renegades and 4 for Luminosity, as Hedon's getting ready to come online with a nano boost. Better connection of ultimates on the side of Renegades, I would say, but either way, a lot of tools on either one, and a self-destruct to come out and waste some time from Luminosity. Renegades using that to keep him occupied, but maybe should have used it closer to the cart. Spree going to move in. He's got his own self-destruct locked and loaded.
Does have it at his disposal. Juvenile taking him into the boxes, and here comes the self-destruct out of Luminosity. And it doesn't get anything, though. There will be a whole hog out with the nano boost. Luminosity has lost 2 already on this fight. Renegades players are still alive and well. The hook from Mangachu brings Ube back in to send him back to the respawn queue, and it's only Hedan that's in the immediate presence of the payload. And another team having trouble through this hangar phase of Gibraltar. Renegades shutting it down right there just before the second checkpoint.
Switching sides.
And Renegades still showing that they have just tremendous defenses. Yeah, this is right towards the end here. It was just, I think Mangachu actually, he went down there, and then the rest of the team following up and just blowing through Luminosity. And
I think Luminosity might have gotten a little bit more mileage out of that self-destruct had Spree canceled the boost going upwards first. I believe it exploded just above the shuttle in that instance, which took out
too high.
Too high. It blocked a lot of the damage it could have done on the other elements of Renegades, but
either way, it's, I mean, it could have gotten some more out of that. I don't know if that alone would have been enough. I mean, it could have been, because I don't think anyone from Renegades really went down during that fight. I mean, kills is obviously what they very much needed, but
yeah, but a self-destruct kind of in the card area, as long as you can kind of occupy Reinhardt, you can pull him out of the way or otherwise press him under or put him under pressure. He's either got to go down or let the cart just kind of move, right? Somebody's got to step onto it in that circumstance. So if it's in the right place, it could have been a cap on its own, taking the second point, but hindsight and all that, 2020.
Yeah, and now, well,
it's hard pulling those things off perfectly in the moment as well. Renegades,
there's a lot to think about.
They're going to get their shot on offense. Let's see if Mangachu runs Hanzo again for real.
I hope so.
I don't know about on Gibraltar.
Yeah, it'd be kind of tough there, but hey, I believe.
There's a lot of things to climb, though. Get some other angles.
Yeah.
It's not quite as good as King's Row, though.
Yeah, I mean, King's Row is like the Hanzo map.
It's
flat.
like
It's
got the nice corners. it's relatively predictable where people are going to be.
He's staying on it. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Here we go. Mangachu's going to stay on the Hanzo.
Oh,
He's going to be
Luminosity
looking for
actually
one.
pressing
Look at that
forward.
right away. Sneaking up on him. Taking down Icefelt. Oh, baby. I love it. He's the Hanzo. And Renegades already, they're just going to cruise off of that too. 2 kills for them, and the rest of Luminosity are going to have to back up, but he wants a bit more of this. He's going to throw that Sonic arrow out there.
Matters so much.
Yeah, and they know exactly when they're coming back.
Nope, never mind.
And he's going to be looking for another pickoff here. He's playing aggressively up top on the high ground. And now he's going to meet up with the rest of his team, but already has brought Superplock to about half health and just melting him in seconds. Oh my goodness, man. It's Icefelt up top here, but Mangachu's going to be giving him a run for his money for sure. And Man of Snow finds a couple for himself. Renegades are just, I mean, no trouble for them right here. All thanks to Mangachu really to start that whole sequence off by getting the opening pick onto Icefelt, and then from there, just snowballing.
That's a lot of time for Renegades to cap the second point, especially when they're pretty much online with 5 ultimates. Luminosity, you could argue too, but they're not quite there yet. Hedon will have his in this fight, and I would assume Spree will as well. Oh, okay, Icefelt changing over to Diva.
The amount of
Away from Soldier
information.
76.
The amount of information they're gathering from Mangachu is just so big. He has a Dragon Strike right here too. He's going to send it in.
A little weird placement on that one.
Yeah. But other than that, still.
He's going to get another one real fast, so what does it matter as far as he's concerned?
True. They have, now Man of Snow is going to use his, see, I wish they would have, I think they could have waited, combined their 2 ultimates together a little bit better. I think Man of Snow should have probably held on to that Graviton, or vice versa. Mangachu hold on to the Dragon Strike, but either way.
Mangachu's 80% already. Like you said, vice versa. You can go either way on that one.
Yeah, you have options, but I think something they could have waited to combine. Either way would have been pretty effective for them. At least get 1 or 2 kills.
Yeah, now Renegades with 2 ultimates. Mangachu's got his again, and Sound Barrier. That Dragon's going to come out and press Luminosity back into the middle.
So at least, yeah, they'll zone them out from that side, bring him back out towards the payload. Oh, Juvenile getting hooked in though. Just the shield goes down. Ube wasn't counting the ammo though, and wasn't able to actually put the shot into Juvenile, who did he just charged? Oh no,
he's
never mind.
charging
Okay.
out. He's
Yeah,
charging
no,
out.
that was. I thought it was Juvenile charging for a second. I'm blind.
Oh man,
but
Red Reinhardt charging at you is it's just an instinctual thing.
yeah. And here's Mangachu still just sitting in the back, relatively uncontested, just sending off arrows. And there is an Earth Shatter coming down from Renegades, though. And another one. I think that actually got eaten. Yeah, got completely eaten by Icefelt. He was just a little bit too close because that arrow still travels, and it got eaten up. So sadly, didn't get the combination right there. But Mangachu has just been so uncontested back here and has been pumping out damage. Oh no, this could be real bad. Shield up just in time. Oh, just barely from Juvenile. Superplock still comes in to kill them anyway, but it could have been the real big combination with the self-destruct for sure.
Either way, Renegades will fall. Renegades now switching Mangachu from Hanzo over to Pharah. Probably going to get on top of the shuttle there and rain down rockets into the back line. Maybe boost in a little bit late. Or have to boost in that situation. Drop in a little bit late and focus on Hedon probably. I wouldn't be surprised though if Hedon just no-looks a sleep dart right in his face.
He's already trying to get up there and contest with him. He's going to take control of the ship, and we saw Mangachu was, some of these previous games, he's just a very, very talented fire player. Look at this, getting Icefelt
already.
Oh, now he's going to get the nano boost. He's going to immediately hunt down Hedon. Did get slept, a great sleep dart from Hedon, but still got the kill, and now he's 3 in total for Mangachu. He's just doing whatever he wants, uncontested in the skies. And it might just be about said and done for Luminosity on this map, as Icefelt will be up in the top left-hand corner, but someone needs to go and actually touch the payload and stop them from pushing it. There will be Superplock getting the nano boost, but still Renegades continue to just get kill after kill after kill. There will be Spree back on the cart. Not enough in the end. Renegades still showing that they are feeling good.
We were talking about Mangachu either flying in the back and killing Hedon or Hedon sleep darting him. Apparently that's not mutually exclusive, as Barrage is pretty great. At the same time, most of the effect that he's bringing out of it is just with his regular targeted rockets. He's so accurate with them that he's bringing out enough damage anyways. And then being able to save the barrage for whenever he wants, and he's going to get it relatively quickly anyways. And with Hanzo certainly generating ultimates very quickly for him. Now we're pushing into Nepal. I'm sure it's going to be more of the Mangachu show, but Jesus also gets to break out his Tracer, and it's been a while since we've had the pleasure of seeing that Luminosity.
Jesus is a lot of fun to watch on Tracer.
Just going to run the 3 tank with Soldier 76. On this, that's a little tricky. I mean, it is 3 tanks. Oh no, Jesus is going to run 4 tanks.
Oh yeah, they switched him. Decided not to keep him on the Tracer, so they are going to be meeting up over on this right-hand side to start things off. Jesus gets a hook. So far, just a lot of poke back and forth. Super Plock has taken a bit of damage. He's actually really hurt on the point. He separated himself away from the rest of his team. He's trying to meet back up with them right now, but Biotic's landing all over the place. Everybody's getting Biotic. Juvenile with an Earth Shatter really early right here, and he will send that one home as Icefell goes down. That will allow Renegades to get a couple of kills total, getting that Earth Shatter so quickly. And when you get it that quick, you just have to use it because you know that the other team is pretty much going to have nothing else, and you have such a big advantage right off the start with an ultimate like that. And they will take the point first off the piggyback of that. But we have ourselves a little bit of a pause before we can see the rest of that. But regardless, Renegades do take that point first.
And 3 ultimates already on that side.
Which is crazy.
Already.
They do. 3 ultimates, first point, just starting to build time. That's Renegades for you, right?
Yeah,
sounds about on course.
And there was so much poke and fighting over there, and Renegades really got a lot of the damage off, and that's why they got so many of those ults that quickly, and especially why Juvenile did, because he just pumped out the damage on that where that initial battle took place. And I thought Super Plock was really getting the damage in there too. Apparently not. So it was that Earth Shatter that Juvenile got initially really allowed them to take the first point. And now we'll see them with a pretty steady lead in the ultimate game. That's a thing, touching back on what I was talking about, increasing the ultimate charge. It made King of the Hill or Control Point tougher, because if you lose the point first and you get wiped off there, trying to get yourself back into the ultimate game at that point can be really difficult. The team that takes the point first is, they just lead so heavy in ultimates and can snowball a bit, and so it's tough to deal with for sure, because right now they will have that pretty big advantage. But it is that little replay again of Renegades just cruising through, taking that first point.
We are waiting on Hedan, whose game crashed, and so we don't want to play without him, so we'll let him get back into game. But interesting point there, it was Jesus who's playing the Roadhog on this particular map, where last time we saw Mangachu playing some Roadhog. And we talked about this earlier with Immortals, but having that sort of like depth in hero pools for each of your players is such a huge part of why Renegades is doing so well.
Yeah, you love having that kind of depth on your team. It gives you so many more options, and for them, they can alter it up depending on whether they're playing Control Point or Payload, and it just makes you feel a lot better, because you can, you have the
you've got options.
You have options. That's what I'm trying to say.
What I think is really interesting about the situation that we're in right now is Nepal right now is Luminosity's pick. So perhaps they've also noticed, I would assume, what we've been talking about as well, the defensive potential of Renegades and how strong that is. So perhaps, remove the ability for them to have kind of a firm setup defense, although that logic doesn't quite pan out, because if they're able to take the control point away, then they're in somewhat of a defensive position. But perhaps it's they just think they have a better chance here.
Supposedly, or apparently, I should say, but
I feel like control point with Mangachu on the field is
anything with Mangachu on the field really in your favor?
Realistically.
Just that guy, the way he shuts everything down. So what do you think the Luminosity is doing right now? They have some time to breathe, to think while Hedan gets his game going again. What's the conversation they're having on their comms?
The conversation is, got to go something along the lines of, one, if Mangachu ever goes Pharah, please just get him out of the skies first. course, he's not doing that right now, and I don't know if he will throughout Nepal
tried.
here. But, well, yeah, I mean, if whatever, even if
It's still
it
your
is,
only option.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You just have to make sure you deal with him. And Jesus as well, if he makes any sort of switches to things like Tracer, which we know he can also be, I mean, just as effective as a guy like Mangachu on Pharah. So they have to keep an eye on that as well on the side of Luminosity.
So while we wait for this game to resume, one thing we've noticed a lot from teams on Nepal is the decision to, instead of holding on the point and going for a very defensive kind of turtle strategy, is to push out to a choke point, especially on Sanctum. We'll see teams going out to the edges. What are the thoughts about why you would do that versus sitting on the point?
In general, it's the same answer, right? It's a choke point. That's what everybody's always trying to fight around. A choke point where they constrain the angles the enemy gets and keep the maximum amount of angles on their opponent when the opponent comes through, right? Because you can be as spread out as you want on your side. When they come through from a very narrow area. Basic tactics, really. Luminosity, here we go, getting the game started back again. Luminosity's going to be coming out, trying to retake the point from Renegades, who's already got 20 points.
And Jesus using the whole hog, gets the nano boost. He will just be shredding, sending Super Block down the cliff. And that will be... Is he? Oh, I thought he tossed him off the map there. Apparently not. I thought he was definitely a goner, but he is still alive and well. Never mind, but there is going to be a sound barrier used by Renegades, and Mangachu still just melting through people here. Renegades in total control of the point at the moment as they are at 45% and counting. A few ultimates used from them, including a sound barrier.
It's like roughly 4, honestly. They're very, very close to 5. So 4 came out from them on that fight. Meanwhile, Luminosity, they've got about 4 on their side, and Hedon and Ube aren't too far away from there. So Luminosity not completely on the ropes yet. They do stand a chance of retaking this point. Well, it's only Spree. He can fly away. That's not going to be the biggest deal.
And there's going to be that Graviton used and the sound barrier from Luminosity. And now an Earth Shatter from Juvenile will catch a couple inside of it. Mineral did get a bubble. It doesn't matter, though, because Renegades are there for the cleanup, and they are all over this point at the moment. Luminosity essentially getting wiped, and Renegades have just cruise control at the moment.
Yeah, Pain Train full speed ahead at the moment.
Yeah.
Definitely starting to...
A lot of ults for Luminosity.
Well, let's not start calling results too fast here. But yeah, they do have 3 ultimates on their side, and one of them coming out already is the self-destruct flying out.
Oh, man of snow. What is up? 3 for him. Super block. He's going for the Earth Shatter. He doesn't really have any other options. They have to use whatever ultimates that they have. But I don't think there's going to be enough around for them. They still have guys coming back from the respawns. Icefelt gets finished off, and that time will tick down. Renegades taking a 1-0 lead on Nepal here, and that self-destruct from Man of Snow pretty much sealed the deal for them, especially right at the end. So here you can see a replay of Jesus using that whole hog. This is when I totally thought Super Block was definitely getting sent down to the nether realm.
Caught a toe on the ledge, man.
Very lucky. Very lucky.
He's ripped. He's ripped for an old man. Just
Yeah.
one big toe on the edge, and he's just gonna
hanging
walk
on
right
by
back
a toe.
on. No problem.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, I guess his toes are made of steel too, so it doesn't hurt him. But either way, they one of the many plays for them that brought victory on stage 1.
Still violates the laws of physics, man.
Yeah, really.
All right.
It's a big man hanging on by a small body part.
Oh, we're already here into stage 2. Luminosity gonna switch Uwe on May as they push into the middle point. Renegades, Mangachu on Pharah again.
There's gonna be an ice ball up. They do have the Ube's gonna be on that the May. Sherlocky going down, so Mangachu wrapping all the way back around on the other side. He's doing what he does best, and though he got himself down into the actual point itself, which I don't know if that's where he wants to be. I don't know if this is the best stage really for Pharah in general, but Luminosity seeming as though they will come out in control of the point as Icefelt is on the cleanup crew.
Far on this map, not bad at all if you already hold the point, but if you're trying to fight on the point in particular, all the angles, you either have to go in there into kind of the Thunderdome of things, which is not good for Pharah, or you have to be on some angles where perhaps you're not necessarily getting the most accurate shots in due to travel time, and it's just not as favorable. So I kind of got to agree with you there, but it looks like they do as well. Mangachu switching up to Zarya.
Yeah, Juvenile completely rinsed. There's a nice Mei wall coming out from Ube to separate Juvenile from the rest of his squad as they were trying to press forward. So Luminosity have a pretty strong hold going at the moment. They're sitting on this high ground. They have Ube to pretty much wall anybody off that decides to try and come through. And it's going to be difficult for Renegades to find a lane to get into this point. But in terms of ultimates, Ube's got a Blizzard Ice Belt with the Pulse Bomb. Jesus has a Pulse Bomb himself. And now the charge from Super Plock is going to take Juvenile right into the wall. Ube actually finished him. And Mangachu is quite low on health himself. He really needs those heals from Sherlocky before he goes down. And they're still just scattered at the moment. The Renegades players pretty much backed off to regroup. Oh, look at those
Luminosity,
ultimates.
however, 6 ultimates on their sides, and Renegades with none, getting close to 4, though.
Oh no, losing Mangachu off the start. These ice walls are just vicious. I mean, they got to find a way to deal with Ube right now, and they're at 80%, and they have 6 ultimates. I mean,
if Luminosity loses this stage, my jaw would just, you'd have to pick it up off the floor.
Yeah, I'll eat a hat or something, because that's honestly like it should not happen. Here we go. They might just be able to even just CC them from the point. There's a Pulse Bomb combo out from Icefeld. 3 of them on there, a total wipe. You better do something like that when you have 6 ults to work with. And Renegades were just absolutely shut down on the village, so it'll be tied up 1-1 in this particular series, or on Nepal at the moment. But here you can see Spree starting things off, getting that Graviton, and then you had a lot of follow-up Ice Felt with the Pulse Bomb to get 3 or 4 there, and then Hedon and Ube, the finishing blows, full wipe. And now the Renegades just can never get themselves into that map in the first place. I mean, that was...
Yeah.
Anytime they tried to come out, it was someone would get picked off because of Ube's ice wall or something like that. They never even showed up to the village, I don't think.
Certainly a strong map for Mei. Here we move into Sanctum on Nepal. Going to start off with the regular shield war on the side.
That's right. Same old over here on the pillars. And charging in right out of the gate is going to be Juvenile. He's taken quite a bit of damage, though. They trade out Reinhardt's. Juvenile and Super Plock are both eliminated from this fight. And they're still duking it out, kind of from range. Just a lot of poke going on at the moment, though. A hook coming through, and now the rest of Renegades trying to come through and help their teammate as Jesus ended up going down. They trade out the Roadhogs, too. Oh, Mangachu gets booped by Mineral, who is on the point. But the rest of Renegades want to see if they can claim this point for themselves. Juvenile's just getting just melted by Icefelt, and I think that might be time for Renegades to back up and go ahead and reset here and try again another day.
Luminosity's going to get first capture again here on stage 3. Luminosity, they've got Attack Visor on their side, along with a Nano Boost, and you can look for those to connect from the high ground if Icefeld is able to maintain. Most of Luminosity is over there, so I assume they will be able to keep it. Renegades starting to push back in. They want to fight over that high ground, back into another shield war. Nano Boost coming out of Terralaki relatively soon.
There is that Attack Visor from Icefeld in the back, and he can be pretty uncontested back there. Oh, Juvenile going down to the self-destruct. I think his shield may have ran out there or something, but here comes that Attack Visor from Icefeld. He's all the way in the back. There is going to be the Sound Barrier Renegades to try and mitigate the damage. Jesus using the whole hog, so Renegades using pretty much anything that they had right there, but Luminosity bringing the point right back. And they are in total control at the moment. That is for sure, as Renegades, they don't have really anything to work with in the ultimate department except for an Earth Shatter coming up from Juvenile.
And Luminosity has 3 on their side. Earth Shatter, Whole Hog, and a Self-Destruct. It's a lot of zoning potential, a lot of CC, depending on kind of how you look at it.
And they're going to have to get something going here, because 60% and counting for Luminosity. The Whole Hog from Ube. Juvenile used his Earth Shatter, actually. I don't think he really found all that much off of it. And then Earth Shatter comes out from the side of Luminosity, and they're just going to just roll through them. Quite frankly, there's just... Renegades are kind of falling apart a little bit here. And they got to get They really need to get it together. 80% now, Luminosity with a good shot at taking a 2-1 lead here on Nepal.
Luminosity still with a nano boost, got another self-destruct. Icefell working on attack visor. Again, Renegades, their own nano boost looming, but that's pretty much it, and they're on their back foot, trying to step forward here. 94% for Luminosity.
Sherlock using that nano boost onto Juvenile, I believe it was, and that will be at least one in their favor off the start, but Jur ends up going down. Jesus gets the hook, sending Ube down into the pit. He takes down Spree as well, who was out of his mech. So now the attack visor out. Jesus is really keeping Renegades in here. That's 3 for him as they will retake the point just about. Yes, they will get it actually indeed. And they still have a long way to recover to get back into this one. Sherlock, he went down late. Well, so did Icefeld, so they will be about even in terms of numbers.
Yeah, but Renegades ahead in the ultimate economy right now. They do have 3 ultimates on their side, and Luminosity with 1, maybe 2, but a long ways away from everything else.
And see Luminosity working their way back in. And now that Graviton is going to come out. There's a self-destruct down there as well. Man of Snow starts it off. And he's able to kill Icefeld, and Juvenile is quickly dispatched up by Spree, so they're still going. There's sound barrier from Luminosity. Jur does not have his quite yet. Jesus using the whole hog, just trying to throw bodies around and keep them away from the point. Ube gets hooked, finished off by Jesus as he gets 2 for himself. And Man of Snow is trying to harass these Luminosity players and make them run all the way back to spawn. Renegades slowly but surely working their way back into this map, but
they're only
two to go.
They're only about 2 fights away here, and they're still ahead of the ultimate economy. Luminosity, they do have 3 if you count Superplox Earth Shatter, and Icefell pretty far away here from attack visor, but Luminosity going to step back up. They've got to take this fight or the next one if they want to win this map.
Oh, Sherlock, he manages to get a Biotic on a Superplock. Here we go. Renegades are making it happen. They have 2 kills already for themselves and will send Luminosity back again to the respawn.
That was the last fight, really, if you look at it that way. 10% is not enough time to really mount any form of assault with the people that are still respawning and how many ultimates they have and what ultimates they are.
Someone's going to need to go and get on it right now. Juvenile charging in and taking down Hedan. There is somebody on the point at the moment, but I don't know if they're going to have enough. I don't know. Luminosity's starting to get some kills, but Juvenile's between Juvenile and Jesus, they have totally kept Renegades in it here. They put another round on the board, 2-1, a reverse sweep for Renegades nonetheless, or just about. And I was worried for them there for a minute. I gotta be honest, I was real worried for Renegades, but man,
I'm
more really
worried about Luminosity. It's gotta be a blow to the morale.
It'd be a blow to my morale if I was playing, man. I'll tell you what. That's very, very disappointing from them, but they're not out. I mean, they can get back in it. We'll have to see what stage we get next, though. Are going to be back here, so I don't know if Luminosity can do what they did last time. They could send it to a 5th round, but either way, they are definitely going to be putting Ube back on that May.
Mangachu going to give Farah another shot.
I just don't know if this is really the stage for it.
Well, for this part right here, it'll work out. It's really just after the point's been capped that it's a problem. Renegades trying to go to a position where they can actually make it work, and Luminosity taking it to an area where it's a lot harder, honestly.
Oh, starting it off, Jesus.
Oh,
Hook onto Icefeld.
Like
so this maybe is going to allow Renegades to take this point first. Yes, it will, as Juvenile. Well, he gets 2 kills, and Luminosity responds with a couple. Sherlock and Juvenile both dispatched of, but still, you have Jesus who's going to town on the point. And give him a little well played. Thank you, sir. As Renegades takes the point first.
That area can put Farah in some weird spots, but Luminosity basically giving him a perfect look at their backline from above, just standing there, not even having to fly. Mangachu making Farah work this time around. Luminosity very, very low on the ultimate economy in comparison. Most of Renegades getting near or passing their half point. Luminosity going to try to assault from the high ground, which is even more in Farah's favor.
Superplock charged in, got slept, then hooked, and then Biotic Grenade got put onto him and then just completely destroyed on top of that. And Mangachu is going to town again on Farah, as we've seen him do time and time again, soon coming up on a rocket barrage. yeah, a lot of ultimates soon about to be up on the side of Renegades, really. And they're all
Rocket
getting
Barrage on this map in a lot of different areas with a Zarya bubble on you, that's going to put down Luminosity and send them back. And crossing 50% for Renegades, that's starting to look like a whole lot for Luminosity to have to come back from. They're going to need hero play pretty much right now.
Super Block, same thing happened to him again. He's just about to be finished off by Mangachu. Sound Barrier comes out from Renegades, who've already lost 2 players. It may have been a bit too late for that Sound Barrier, to be honest. Mangachu does have the Rocket Barrage at his disposal. He's going to use it, find 2 players. Can Jesus hold down the point long enough for players to get back? That's the question, and I don't think he will, as he will get taken out, and the point flips. Luminosity will get it, but not before Renegades get 74%.
Either way, that was still the play Luminosity needed to make at that point in time exactly. If they didn't take that fight, it was going to snowball so hard that there was almost no way they were going to take it back. Luminosity with 3, almost 4 ultimates on their side. They are on the defensive posture at this point. Renegades pushing in with 2. And an Earthshatter landing right in the backline, but Sherlocky didn't get picked up.
Oh no, and Super Block is getting sent to the sky by... Oh, it doesn't matter anyway, because they are just cruising as he got the nano boost. Super Block, and that'll be a team wipe for Luminosity.
I don't think anybody told Super Block that's illegal in 48 states.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. They're coming out, man, but that was... He got it done. Jesus used the whole hog there. I mean, if they're keeping track of the ultimates too, I feel as though Jesus was better off just saving it and just let them use some and they engage on the fight. But either way, Hedan will go down to Mangachu here, and now Renegades, I think, will take this point back, as they've already gotten 2 kills, unless Luminosity does something miraculous, and I don't think that's going to happen, as they've lost 4 on the fight. And they are all over it at the moment. Mangachu was a big part of retaking it. So they will get it. The Luminosity's going to have 1.5 more good attempts, but
Luminosity, they do have a bomb combo on the table along with an Earthshatter getting
enough.
very close. Spree soaked up just enough time for them to push on if they get moving very, very quickly here. Renegades with their own Earthshatter, their own Graviton, very close to a Barrage and a Nano though. That's a tall order for Luminosity to scrap through this, but it's going to come down to who lands it first and who lands it better. Mana Snow starting everything off.
Graviton on both sides. Mangachu has that Rocket Barrage. He's going to be laying a lot of damage. Gets put to sleep right away and gets... Oh, he's going to get the Biotic on himself as well. He's fighting it out with Hedan, finishes him off. Renegades 3 kills, 4 kills for them in total on this fight, and that might just seal the deal for Renegades and taking yet another win. Icefelt was still there, dealing damage, getting kills, but Mangachu will be doing more. And that is going to be Renegades taking it 3-1 on Nepal, 2-0 over